Hi, I'm Kev and welcome to this week's Draw Along. This week we are drawing Spider-Man's nemesis turned anti-hero and now recently turned god, Venom. So make sure you have plenty of black ink ready as we draw the original symbiote. Okay, let's start drawing Venom. So as usual we're going to do a layout. We're going to do our blue line layout. I have to admit I used a reference photo for this drawing. Not a Venom, it was just of the pose. I'll put the reference image up now for you to see what I referenced. I couldn't think of a pose, so I needed some reference material today. So here we have Venom. We're doing our shapes and everything, putting in our blue lines, making sure everything is in the right space. And then on to our penciling stage. I liked this pose. I wanted Venom to be kind of like swooshing through the air. As you see in the original picture, at the beginning I'll go and change that back leg to having it kind of kicking out. I thought it made it look a bit more dynamic as well. So I guess like most millennials, Venom is my favourite Spider-Man villain. I know he's not much of a villain anymore, but yeah, he's always been the one that I've gravitated to. I guess it's because of the 90s animated series. If you watched that, Venom was the best villain on that show. And even in that show, we was at the stage where he was becoming an anti-hero. So yeah, go in, do our little bits and bobs, get the pencils. Pause there. I think I paused to have a sip of my tea. So just adding the details for the muscles. Again, for the more detailed your pencil drawing is, the easier it is to ink later on. So it's getting the shapes and that. This is I'm round about where I'm gonna decide to change that leg. Giving the thick spaghetti webbing. Tom McFarlane, obviously one of the creators of Venom, and Venom had the thick that spaghetti webbing that is there, and artists like Ryan Stegman recently done the brilliant Donny Cates run. Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman run. It was both of them who did it. He drew that his webbing for Venom was very thick. Oh, and I think I took another pause to have a cup of tea, have a sip of my tea there. And yeah, this is where I changed the leg. I decided to have it kind of shooting out in front of him. And for that, I needed that front foot to be kind of going back as well. And there we go. So yeah, that's kind of the outline done. Then I'm going to go in and start scribbling. Oh, actually, first I've got to do the logo. Then I'm going to go in and start kind of scribbling in the shadows. Like I said, if you're going to be drawing this in pen and ink, make sure you got plenty of ink when drawing Venom. As you can see, I do the shading very roughly, but whilst drawing it on the tablet. Again, it's just so I know where I'm putting my ink. And I decided I wanted Venom to be swinging in the rain, so I started adding some water droplets where the rain's splashing off Venom. Again, Ryan Stegman drew like the rain, when the rain's hitting Venom, it's kind of splatting everywhere. It looks really cool. Actually, I might show an image of that Venom in the Rain by Ryan Stegman up now, just because I think everyone should see it. Okay, on to the inking stage. Here we go. Wanted to get some details on the tongue there, rather than kind of having it smooth, or add little bumps and little creases into it. Make it look kind of as gross as possible. Going in with the shadows. So if you watched last week's Batman video, I talk about like going overboard with the inking on that piece. Again, because this is Venom and his suit is black, I went real overboard with the inking on this one. And again, there's going to be a lot of cross-hatching and hatching going on. Again, we use cross-hatching and hatching to show where like the light and shading is in a black and white image. And also I start cutting in with my eraser tool on in this piece as well. So we're into the black areas. If I need something like on the face where I did like the furrowed brow, I've cut in with the eraser tool. And then there's an example of the cross hatching and hatching. Making that rain as well. So yeah, I don't have much really to say whilst this drawing's going on. If you're a fan of Venom, what are some of your favourite Venom comics? I'd like to read more. Like I said, I read the Ryan Stegman, Donny Cates series and loved it. One of the best like Marvel series I've read in years. So if there's any others that I should check out, I know I should check out Rick Remender's. Is it Rick Remender who did the Agent Venom run? Someone let me know in the comments. But yeah, I know I need to check out that one. And yeah, I'm more of an Eddie Brock guy. As far as I'm concerned, Eddie Brock is Venom. So there we go, some cutting in again with the white there. Just playing around with some lights. So I wanted to try and get this kind of effect, like a brush effect. I've seen Dan Mora's art use it. Again, I'll show an example now of Dan Mora, what I was trying to achieve. That kind of brush stroke where the ink kind of like fades. That's what I was trying to achieve when I did that smudging there. But I thought I'm recording a video, so I won't experiment whilst recording the video. So yeah, I don't have much more to say about the inking, so I'm going to keep quiet until we get onto the colouring stage. Okay, onto the colouring. So I've just made the background dark because I'm going to do another thunderstorm background, kind of like the Batman one I did last week. If you haven't checked that out, go watch that after this one. And going in highlights and lowlights, highlights, yeah, and shadows. I want to kind of give him kind of like a go for that kind of silky, kind of gooey, oozy texture that I think the symbiote, a slick texture, but not so slick. I think that's how best way to kind of colour Venom is. I didn't want him too shiny, but I want a bit of like sheen to the symbiote suit. Going in and blend it again, and I used that ink bleed pen for my blending. So I'll try to use all pens that you have available on Procreate. I know sometimes you watch these videos and they don't have the pens. They'll be using their own made pens. So these are the ones, I've only used pens that are available with Procreate. So going in and add the water splashes. I just used white for the water as well, rather than using like a blue. Again, the shadows, like where I've inked the shadows, that shows me where what areas are going to be darker and what areas are going to be lighter as well. So say like on the shoulder, there's less inking around the top of it. I know that's where some of my light's going to be reflecting off Venom. Go add the green like saliva. I think in the comics that means he's eating brains, so this Venom is an old school villain Venom. That's just eating some brains. Then go in and add my add layer for light reflecting. Just add that on. There we go. And now we go add, and I use a wet sponge to make the clouds in the background on a new layer. Then I'll go in and add the lightning bolt. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to add some of that light reflecting off the clouds. So I used a wet brush again, used another add layer. And yeah, that's how I created that kind of light reflecting off the clouds. Then rain, I used the ink bleed pen, lower opacity. So that's just behind the image layer. And then I went in front of the inks layer as well to have that rain there. And there we go, that is it. We have drawn ourselves a Venom. If you've drawn along, please share it with me at Kev's Draw Along on Instagram, or at the Nerd Herd Comic Book Club, also on Instagram. And if you've liked this video, please leave a like as well as a comment, or share the video with your friends. Also consider subscribing to the Nerd Herd YouTube channel, as we got plenty of great nerdy content for you here. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.